UFC 304, Edwards, Muhammad 2, Curtis Blades, Tom Aspinall 2 is just wrapped up, and I'm going to be breaking down the fights I want to talk about in this video, so let's get straight into it. I talked about the main event between Leon Bilal, so I'm not going to touch on that too much, but the first fight I want to talk about, Muhammad Makhachev versus Manel Cape. Typical Muhammad Makhachev style, absolute shit fight, one of the most boring fucking things I've ever seen. He is actually now cut from the UFC. I don't necessarily think he got cut from the UFC because that fight was boring. He actually didn't even shoot a takedown. Like, he was just chopping the leg at range, I kind of felt, and doing just more than enough than Manel Cape. But this dude literally sat on stage admitting he lured Cape in for like a picture or something and then sucker punched him. He literally admitted that and was like low-key flexing. I'm like, bro, are you fucking stupid? Like, what a fool. Muhammad Makhachev is now cut from the UFC, and I'm fucking delighted, to be quite honest with you. I don't want him in the UFC. He's just wasting fucking 15 minutes. Like that, the fights like that will put people to sleep at 3 a.m. You know what I mean? Thank God that wasn't on the fucking main card when people were nearly drifting, because that would have put them to sleep. Because he wasn't putting Manel Cape to sleep anyway. Boring fight, just about did enough. Manel Cape ain't safe either in the UFC. You're chatting a load of shit and you come out with that kind of a performance. But yeah, that fight was boring as fuck. You can't really enjoy a fight like that. That's Makhachev's last one in the UFC. Going around luring, sucker punching people in the PI. Like, what are you fucking doing? And then you're just, your whole fight week antics. He's always been a fucking clown. And, you know, he had like a little bit of spice in the division because he was English and he was undefeated, but he was just so boring. Do you know what I mean? Like, his fight style was fucking terrible. There was nothing entertaining about it. He's not good on the feet either. And, you know, Manel Cape could have won that fight, I felt. But it is what it is. Who knows what's going to happen with Manel Cape now? He'll probably dip down in the rankings a good bit. Makhachev will go to the PFL where he belongs. But yeah, I think he gets smoked by like a Royval or Moreno or anyone like that. But yeah, thank God he's gone. It is a bit like kind of underwhelming because he hasn't actually lost in the UFC, and he was slowly climbing the rankings, and now he just gone. But it's his own fault. Do you know what I mean? Don't be pouring and don't be sucker punching people in the PI. And then admitting and flexing that, you clown. Anyway, Owen Elliott, thought this was quite a boring fight. Not really much to say about that, to be honest with you. You got the job done, but yeah, I really have nothing to say about that fight. It was boring as fuck. Next fight I want to talk about, Molly McAn. Coming up short once again. Molly McCann's career just seems to be on this slow decrease since she got that spinning elbow win. Yeah, man, just couldn't get going. I felt she had her moments, but very poor grappling. Very, very poor grappling Molly McCann has. She just can't seem to get up, and she just seems like a fish out of water. Too much of a scrapper, not much technique behind her. And yeah, she picks up another defeat. She's probably, well, there's no probably now. She's just going to be an early prelim opener for these fight nights in London and stuff like that, if she's even in the UFC anymore. I would not be surprised if she gets cut, because she just cannot hang with people who are half decent. I didn't even think Brazil was that decent, to be quite honest with you. She got first exposed by Blanchfield when she had all her hype, and then it kind of just slowly went downhill from there. But yeah, Molly McCann, not good performance at all. What's next for her? I don't think she should get cut yet, but, you know, another loss, you know, maybe you do go to the PFL and just try to get a bag over. You're somewhat of a name. So yeah, that's what I think about the Molly McCann fight. The next one, Nathaniel Wood. This one was a bit annoying. Great performance from Nathaniel Wood. You know, exactly what I was expecting. Sharp low kicks. Your man was hobbling on that fucking leg. I was just a bit frustrated he didn't get the finish. I thought the finish was there. He just seems to go into guards so much when he's about to finish. Like, he'd jump on opponents and just kind of sit there and let them recover and then get back up. I felt if he just kept that fight standing, he ended up in full guard for most of the last round, which I thought was fucking, didn't look great. But Nathaniel Wood on the feet is exactly what I was expecting. Sharp kicks, great fucking speed, you know, just all around a great striker. But he just is not have any fight IQ, I don't feel. Not that he doesn't have fight IQ, but he just, like, stop jumping on people when you knock them down. Do you know what I mean? Stop jumping on people. Let them up. You're clearly better than them on the feet. They're going down for a reason. You don't need to jump on them. Do you know what I mean? Because you just take time out of them to let them recover, and you end up in guard and shit like that, and you know what I mean. I don't know if this is true, but I saw a crazy like stat or something. That was that guy's first decision in his career. I don't know if that's true, but that is insane. Pineda's first decision ever in a career. Like, I don't know if that's true or wins or losses or whatever it was, but you know, that's fucking, that he was game as fuck, to be fair. But you know, Nathaniel Wood, I kind of want to see him against someone like Alex Caceres. Probably, I think that's a good fight. I think he'd win that fight as well, but he just has to improve in his fight IQ. Do you know what I mean? And just kind of awareness of where you need to be and when you need to be there. Keep the fight standing, man. You're clearly a lot better than a lot of people in this division on the feet. You're so much quicker than the rest of them. And he just needs to work on that a good bit, I feel. But good performance. Felt he should have finished it. Felt he could have finished it. But, you know, he got a 10-8 in there as well, so you can't really complain on two of the judges' scorecards, I think. It definitely won anyway. So, all around, good performance from Nathaniel Wood, kind of what I was expecting and exactly what I expect of him now, because he is a very good fighter. Time to see him up against the rankings now. He's been a featherweight long enough. Alex Caceres makes sense. Why not? Book it. That's what I want to see. Next fight, Jake Hadley, Kayln. Kayln disappointed me in this fight. I thought he was going to win this fight. He's picked up another loss in the UFC. Jake Hadley surprised me though. Jake Hadley, I think, is got his home of bantamweight. He looked quick. Thought Jake Hadley looked good. Just thought Loughran was one step behind at all times. He's got this real plodding kind of style. I don't really rate it too highly. I think he's going to have a lot of trouble coming up against quick guys and guys who are skillful. He chats a lot of shit on fight week. Didn't really chat too much shit about Jake Hadley, so it's not really a trash talk goes wrong like the main event. But I mean, Jake Hadley looked quick. He did what he needed to do, especially on short notice. Now he did miss weight. It was by 1 pound, but still he did kind of miss weight. So that's a factor, I suppose. But Kayln Loughran just looked one step behind. I thought he was a bit slow. His boxing's not great at all. Kicks very minimal. Takedown threat. You know, I just thought Jake Hadley was. Thought Jake Hadley actually surprised me. He actually looked quite decent, and I definitely think he should stay at bantamweight. I don't think he should stay at flyweight anymore. He's putting performances like that on 2 weeks' notice. Do you know what I mean? Or a week's notice even. So you're clearly quick enough for that division, and you're probably fill out of frame. You know what I mean? The more you stay in it to get there. So Hadley, I don't see why he wouldn't stay in that weight class. Makes sense to me. And I thought he looked decent. Next fight, we have the main card opener, one I was very excited for. Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. This fight was a little bit surprising. Giga started well, opened up the first round quite well, was very sharp, very quick, very accurate, as Giga always is starting, but in true Giga fashion, slowed down. Arnold kind of picked it up as the fight went on. I was a little bit worried when the judges' scorecards were being read, because you could have gave that second round to Giga. I thought Arnold won the fight, but it was very close. Giga just I felt like the second and third, Giga was just running away the whole time. Am I the only one that thought that? Genuinely, he was just circling around the whole he was just going in circles the whole fight. Arnold picked his shots very well. No sign of a fucking takedown, which I thought was fucking crazy. Even just to keep, because I remember when he fought Holloway in the aftermath, there was a video about it, and Fraz was like, you know, you could have thrown a takedown in there to surprise him, keep him guessing. I was just like, when is that going to happen for this fight? You know what I mean? Like he should have thrown a takedown in there. Fraz Happy didn't tell him to shoot one takedown. I'm pretty sure he said he was 2-0 going to up 2-0 going into the third, which is ridiculous to say. Do you know what I mean? That was a clear 1-1, and Arnold clearly won the third. Well, not clear 1-1, but you know, I thought it was 1-1 going into that third. He definitely won that third round, but good win for Arnold. I think his movement, the way he usually moves, wasn't as crisp because Giga just kept circling and running away. I thought it was actually I was just like, why aren't you? Giga was having success. Well, he just kept running away and backing himself up against the cage, and that's going to do something to the judges, in that fight for Arnold. I felt like not necessarily enough to win it, but it's definitely not going to go against him. So yeah, Arnold Did what he needed to do. It wasn't the best performance, but I actually thought he played it well considering he lost the first. Giga slowed down as he always does. Close second round. There was a bit of a worry there. I did think Arnold won, but I was also like, fuck, like judges could give him that second round. Giga, and Arnold got it in the end. I just thought his movement wasn't as good simply because Giga just kept circling. His in and out bouncing movement, it's very, very effective. I want to see Arnold versus Yair next. I think that's a fucking banger fight. And I think that's a very fan-friendly fight. Similar to this one, but Yair's not just going to circle around. So I think they will actually make that fight, to be quite honest with you. I know the Sphere is in like less than 2 months, and I know it's Mexican Independence Day. I'm surprised that Yair isn't even on that card. Maybe he's injured or doesn't want to fight or something like that. But I doubt they'll put it on that card. But no reason not to put this at the end of the year, or even if Leon fights again or Tom fights again, put it on that. Or if there's another match, London or Manchester or England card anywhere, put him on that. I honestly think Arnold could probably headline a UK fight night now against Yair Rodriguez. I think that's a banger fight. I think that's got good name value as well. He's headlined twice now, I think, with Holloway and Cater. So he's clearly got a big enough name to headline, And he's ranked number 6 now. He beat Giga, who's ranked number 10. I think he deserves to fight up. Maybe even him versus Emmett. That could be a shout because Emmett's coming off a win as well. And then the winner could, get a number one contender fight or something like that. You know what I mean? But I don't think anyone will see Josh Emmett get a number one contender fight. People want to see Arnold get it clearly because, Emmett fought for an interim belt and got submitted. So, yeah, a good fight. Did what he needed to do. Definitely getting there. He's definitely improving. I just think he needs to... he said in his post-fight, the game plan was to wrestle. I'm like, you probably should have fucking at least thrown in a takedown there to keep him guessing. Do you know what I mean? Even if you weren't planning on just holding him down, keep him guessing. Do you know what I mean? Maybe after he got hit with that flying knee in the first, I think it was, he was a bit wary, like, fuck, maybe I don't want to go for a takedown here because got smacked in the face with that. But, good win from Arnold and I'm happy for him. Good to see him back in the win column. And yeah, up from here. The next fight, Paddy the Baddy Pimblett submitting Bobby Green in the first round. Holy fuck, I was impressed with Paddy in this fight. Bobby Green, it was kind of like a very slow start to the fight. I think they were just kind of feeling each other out. Green was landing a few more kind of front kicks to his knee. Maybe that was part of the strategy, take out the knee early. They were just exchanging leg kicks, really, just different types. But then Green went for a takedown and Pimblett wrapped him up in a triangle. Fucking brilliant from Paddy. I'm fucking chuffed for him, to be honest with you. That awkward jiu-jitsu is going to cause problems for someone like a Bobby Green. But then again, I think someone who's very high level won't get caught on those kind of submissions. But he made an absolute statement with that performance. Do you know what I mean? Bobby Green I think it's never been submitted in the UFC, and Pimblett goes out there and does it in the first grappling exchange, which is insane to think. He called out Moicano. If Moicano fights, or when Moicano fights Benoit Saint Denis, and if he wins, maybe he'll probably want to fight up. But then again, I think Pimblett versus Moicano is actually a fucking great fight that sells loads. But yeah, man, I was fucking very impressed with Pimblett. His striking, of course, it didn't look great. But then again, his bread and butter is this jiu-jitsu. We all know that. I did say in this fight I was picking Bobby Green, but I could see a path to victory to Paddy. I didn't really see that. I don't think many people did. Him going for a takedown and then Pimblett wrapping him up straight away. But, first opportunity he got, he took it, and Bobby Green, like I said, never been submitted in the UFC. You can't really get much better than that for Pimblett. I think that's a great fucking statement. And let's say he had a close decision against Bobby Green, he won it by a round. Maybe he might fight 1 or 2 up, but a win over Bobby Green like that, you're probably going to be fighting top 10 now. Do you know what I mean? That's how much of a statement that was. And I'm here for it. Yeah, Pimblett. I think the Moicano fight, if that happens, why not? Or even I know Hooker's fighting Gamrot apparently on the Perth card. If Hooker loses that, do the Dan Hooker fight, because he could possibly beat Dan Hooker. That'd be a great fight. Turner, even someone I'd probably keep him away from Turner, but Someone like that. Pimlet's got this name value now. I feel like he's getting his stardom back and he's winning back over the fans, which is good to see because we need stars in this sport. Bilal Muhammad is the fucking champion. We have no stars. So I'm just fucking buzzing for Paddy, you know. Great win. Next fight, the Christian Leroy Duncan fight was very average. So I just kind of want to brush past that. Like, I want to get on to the meat and potatoes of this card. Tom Aspinall. There were a few people in my comments picking Blades. Don't know what they're going to be saying now, but Tom goes in there and KOs him in, I think it was a minute and a half, which is fucking insane to think. Great win, great performance from Tom. Made an absolute statement. Like I said in the preview, he needed a big statement like that, because if he had gone to a decision, or fucking it was a close fight, or Curtis was landing, and you know, stuff like this, you would have been seeing Jon Jones and all these fanboys on Twitter. You ain't seen nothing from Jon Jones after that. He wants absolutely nothing to do with Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall would smoke Jon Jones. I know you're going to say, oh, well, Curtis Blades isn't Jon Jones. Like, Jon Jones is way better. He is. But Tom Aspinall is beating everyone, and he beat Jon Jones. He'd fucking starch Stipe in 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Do you know what I mean? And Stipe's fighting for the belt. Honestly, who's next for him? I don't want to see Alex Pereira. I might be the only one. It's not like I don't want to see it, but Pereira's doing his own thing at light heavyweight. He's going to fight Ankalaev now, and I'm looking forward to that. Let Tom fight the real heavyweights. Do you know what I mean? He's kind of cleared it out now. Like Volkov's, I think Volkov's very high ranked now. I think he's number 3. He's fighting Gan. If Gan wins that, do Gan Aspinall. I don't really want to see Volkov versus Aspinall again. But although Volkov has gotten way better, I feel like the only big name left at heavyweight now is fucking Gan. And because Jon Jones is not going to be sticking around. Make no mistake about it. Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall will not happen. As hard as that is like the fucking heavyweight Tony Khabib. Honestly, like, it's probably even more like biggest what if Tom fought Jon Jones. We'll see how Jones looks against Stipe. If he goes out there and barely wins, or goes out there and looks shit, you already know he's hanging up them gloves. He's hanging up the gloves regardless. But Tom Aspinall is an absolute freak in nature. His defense needs work. Let's be honest here. As good as he is and as elite as he is, he still has like dodgy enough defense. And I don't really see Jones utilizing that to his, like, not that I won't utilize it, but I feel like the only person who was like a serious issue is someone heavy-handed, like a Pavlovich or even a Blade, something like that. I don't really think Cyril Gane is that much of a threat as regards that. Like, I don't think Gane has too much power. I do think he has power. Obviously, he's a fucking huge guy, but I feel like to beat Aspinall, you need that one punch KO power, something that Pavlovich had. You know, Pavlovich got starched in the first round. Blades has heavy hands as well. Blades got starched in the first round. I must say, bit early. A tad bit early, but then again, another 5 seconds. If he lands one clean shot, which he was landing, Blades could have been out. So, bit early, 5 seconds later, could have been a bit late. So that's the kind of thing. That was a stoppage. I'm not denying the stoppage. I do actually think it was a good stoppage, because I do think Blades was going to go out bad. So, but in that moment when he stopped, it was a little bit early. But I'm not mad, because it was only going to go one way. But yeah, Tom's defense is questionable. He's just so quick, though. Do you know what I mean? He's so quick and heavy-handed that these heavyweights just can't keep up with him. They cannot keep up with him. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what's next for Tom, because he's so many options. You know, a lot of people are saying Alex Pereira. I don't really want to see the Pereira fight. I'd rather see the Jon Jones fight. But then again, when Jones steps away, if he beats Stipe, there's going to be probably no one left apart from maybe Cyril Gane, and that's a fucking huge fight. But I don't think Cyril Gane beats Tom. Great fight though. That would be one I'd look forward to massively. years in the making as well, that one. So yeah, maybe Pereira is the fucking one, because he could hit him. But then again, I don't really see anyone beating Tom at heavyweight, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, what a fucking guy. Great performance. Made the statement he needed to make. Called John Jones out after as well, putting all the pressure. He did his bit, now it's on Jones to go do his bit. Let's hope John fucking takes that fight, but he won't, I don't think. I would be very surprised if he does. But UFC 304 Manchester was a great card. I really enjoyed it. Banging fights. The main event was the only kind of shit part about it, but when I saw Pimlick getting the submission and Aspinall first round and Arnold got that decision, I was like, right, and Nathaniel Wood got a good performance as well. I was like, right, this is fucking banging for the UK fighters. Like, Leon's going to go out there and school Bilal. That was the one fight that didn't go their way, unfortunately. But let me know what you thought of the card down below, and thank you very much for watching.